Hi, this is Krista from English 502 and week 4. I wanted to share with you the 3 topics I chose from conducting research through an anti-racism lens. First, I wanted to share with you my comprehension of this week's learning. I learned about the importance of research when creating technical communication. Stated in Article 1.5, one reason research is important is that it appeals to logos through data and ethos, through use of credible sources. We've also learned that primary and secondary resources are important for creating well-rounded, credible, and informative technical communication that meets the needs of various audiences. From the article, Conducting Research Through an Anti-Racism Lens, I've learned that it brings to light many ethical issues, such as historical biases and why it's important to represent various voices. This article explores decentering whiteness in primary research, highlights the lack of diversity in past studies, and introduces the W-WEIRD acronym, standing for White, Western, Educated, Industrialized, Rich, and Democratic, to show how research often reflects these societies. The 3 topics I chose to summarize for better representing diverse voices in technical communication are how the use of the term minorities is still considered white-centering, data equity with regards to data visualizations, and what white supremacy culture is. Topic 1 in the article is the use of the term minority is still white-centering. I wanted to start by defining white-centering. This is when white people's experiences and perspectives are seen as the norm or default, while others are treated as exceptions. It can create cultural bias, underrepresentation, and systemic inequity. Hugo Balta, a Peruvian-American publisher and executive editor of Connecticut Latino News, informs us that minority is not only inaccurate in describing Hispanics, Latinos, but it is also offensive, a racist term used as propaganda to demean and control a rich and diverse community. According to the Pew Research Center, by 2055, the United States will have no racial or ethnic majority group. The Census Bureau expects the country will soon have more people of color than white people, and as communities continue to grow and diversify, the country newsrooms need to shift language appropriately so coverage remains accurate and fair. The key takeaways from this article are demographic shifts, fair representation, media influence, personal experience, and a call for change. The second topic is found under Present Data Visualizations to Make Data Accessible. I chose Tableau's Racial Equity Data Hub. Data visualizations can help distill key research findings by highlighting patterns, improving understanding, and facilitating communication. They can take the form of infographics, executive summaries, or pamphlets, and are designed to be accessible to policymakers, the public, and the communities being studied. Within Tableau's article, I clicked on the Doing Good Data Means Doing No Harm. From there, I watched a nice video that showcases best practices for equity and data visualizations. You can also download a very comprehensive PDF guide. In summary, the 10 recommendations from the video to help you understand how to present data through a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive lens include: critically examine your data. 2, use people-first language. 3, label people, not skin color. 4, labels and their hierarchies have meaning. 5, consider missing groups. 6, use color with awareness and care. 7, consider the impact of icons and shapes. 8, reach out and connect with people at the center of your research. 9, reflect lived experience. 10, understand the needs of your audience. Finally, the third topic I chose was white supremacy culture, found at the bottom of the article under positionality statement. This brought me to a website that explores the historical origins and lasting effects of white supremacy in the U.S. It describes how early European settlers who initially identified with their ethnic and religious backgrounds unified under the concept of whiteness, to establish and maintain dominance over indigenous peoples and enslaved Africans. This concept of whiteness was used to consolidate power and create racial hierarchies that continue to shape societal structures and ideologies. White supremacy intersects with and reinforces other forms of oppression, such as capitalism, sexism, and ableism, to name a few. The website argues that white supremacy is deeply embedded in cultural norms and institutions, impacting everyone, but particularly harming BIPOC communities, or Black, Indigenous, and people of color. It calls for decolonialization and resistance to white supremacy, emphasizing the need to challenge and dismantle these constructs. The key takeaways are historical context, intersectionality, cultural impact, colonization, and resistance. And then finally, I have included the sources that were embedded in the original article, and some were from secondary pages that I visited. I hope this was informative, and thank you for your time.